General Stanley McChrystal, the top commander of U.S. forces in Afghanistan, is requesting more troops be sent to the region. McChrystal hand-delivered the request to U.S. and NATO commanders at a meeting in Germany yesterday. McChrystal's assessment, prepared last month and leaked to the media earlier this week, said that the mission in Afghanistan will likely fail if he's not given reinforcements. Violence in the region has been steadily climbing in the recent months. The question now, will the president sign off on that request, or will there be a change in strategy? Joining us now is longtime Pentagon correspondent Jamie McIntyre, who now has his own blog on the military and the media at thelineofdeparture.com. Jamie, it's good to have you here in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about this strategy that has been laid down by McChrystal. He seems to say, I've got to have some more help. The fighting in Afghanistan is tougher than we thought it was going to be. Just like in Iraq, we need more support. It's not going over well in some quarters here in Washington.
No, I think there's a big case of sticker shock here. I mean, what they did was they sent McChrystal to Afghanistan and said, you know, tell us what you need to do, tell us what you need to get it done, and then when he sends the bill back, the estimate of what that's going to take, they're like, whoa, this is serious stuff. Plus, the situation has changed and gotten worse even in the last couple of months. The Taliban has gotten stronger. The Karzai election looks even less legitimate. And then, of course, you have this very grim assessment from McChrystal that not only talks about needing more troops, but also really criticizes the NATO allies for not doing their part.
My sense of it is that the American people will not stand by and see a commander on the ground who says he needs more support not get that support.
Well, and that really gets to this question that you started, will they change the strategy? Because if your strategy is counterinsurgency, which is a long-time battle of trying to protect the population and build up support, that's a very long-term commitment. And, you know, Defense Secretary Gates, who was at the CIA back when the CIA was helping the Mujahideen defeat the Soviets, knows full well that if the U.S. is seen as an occupying force, that you could have an unlimited number of troops there and still lose. He's very wary of sending more troops. So what are they doing? They're taking that request from McChrystal, they're putting it in a drawer, they're sitting on it for now while they take a look and see, do they really want to invest all of this time, effort, and of course lives of American troops in trying to pursue this, what would be a very long-term strategy that may not work.
What is the alternative then? What is the alternative strategy?
Well, it's, you know, there's two parts of the strategy: counterterrorism, going after the bad guys; counterinsurgency, protecting the good guys, trying to build a nation. And you might try to find something in between. You know, they talked about the fact they can't do this just remotely offshore with, you know, pilotless planes, but there may be a way to shift that policy a little bit so it's not so much designed to build a complete nation in Afghanistan, which history shows is a very problematic.
In other words, pull into the major population centers, mostly in the South, and try to control those?
Well, don't forget, the goal is to just prevent al-Qaeda and, to some extent, the Taliban from reconstituting, being able to attack the United States. Well, one thing we've seen in the stories that you're broadcasting today is that al-Qaeda doesn't necessarily need a safe haven in Afghanistan to be a danger. So they're just taking a very hard look at this because they see the price tag is very high and they see the prospects for success are very low.
Jamie McIntyre, good to have you here. Thanks a lot.